Streets talk about. If it ain't making money, ain't nothing to talk about. Keep my mind on the steps, cause that green give you cloud. If it's bread making, baby, I'ma always throw that down. Work in the streets, rapping shot on these beats. A lazy man gon' stop, but a grinder always gon' eat. Everybody knows what I do, that's why I'm crushing your crew. From Chi-Town, Memphis, Tennessee, Chicago. I'm so fresh and so new.
King Kong ain't got on me.
I'm taking all of these suckers' juice. I keep my promo on them poles, keep that powder out my nose. I'm staying focused, man, with 1 million copies sold. Say my name. What's my name? Say my name. Stayed on my green. I ain't never gonna let nobody talk me out of rolling with my team. Y'all know what I mean. It's money hungry fiends. They think they can outsmart you by selling you a dream. But I stay grinding cause I'm bread making, homie. And they can't figure me out because they really don't know me. You can't have to show me. My mama didn't name me Toby. These suckers want slaves, but
King Kong ain't got
it's
on me.
in the field. I'm the lion on the mill. I'm the hollow point tip pointing at you ready to kill. These suckers better chill, but an axe brother will. It's in the building, so you haters take a meal. Say my name. What's my name? Say my name. Yeah.
The Chicago.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on, my family? Good morning to my family on the internet. Hey, what a crazy weekend we had. And as always, the internet keeps on eating because the WNBA keep on feeding bars. I'm just saying, y'all, it's so much drama in the LBC, and I mean, God, dog, can we listen? I told y'all this Friday night. When I had my show Friday night, I was just thinking of how much I really want to just talk about basketball when it comes to these type of things. And I was thinking about how much most of you guys that came with me along the way, all 4,000 of you guys, almost 5,000 of you guys came with me along the way, are talking about basketball and the way that I look at things and the way, you know what I'm saying, that my panel and people that you know what I mean, that's around me and how we talk about the game of ball, y'all. So, you know, I'm saying this to say that, goddamn it, we actually are in a serious type of conundrum or something, man. Because I mean, talking about basketball should always be fun because it's a game, and you know what I mean. I know the sore loser. I am a sore loser. I told y'all that I am a sore loser. I don't like to lose, but it depends on how I lose. You know what I mean? For me to on how I would, you know, carry on or go out crazy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never gonna be no, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna be no Caitlin Clark in the front of everybody's presence, but I'll probably be, you know what I mean, behind the doors or whatever and get my frustration off. But I'll tell y'all this though. It's a heck of a thing to actually be, you know, a part of the WNBA And you know, we all us that's on YouTube, and you got the social media fam that we feel like we're a part of it too, because we're part of its growth. We're part of its existence. We're part of the different individuals that we support, right? So as I get into this, man, I just want to tell y'all, welcome to the Gingerbread Man Show. My name is Bro Claude, the Gingerbread Man. This is Steady Serving Sports ENT, an extension of Simply Ball Dropping Podcast with my main man KSAP. What's up, KSAP? What's going on? Shout out to the Full Court Trio. Shout out to the Players Club. Shout out to Get That Off Your Chest. We'll be having that back up and rolling this Wednesday. My brother KSAP was on vacation. The man needed a break. I'm just saying. Look, y'all, I'm going to just tell y'all that I thank my chat for always showing up and showing out. And I give love to my people that always is here and giving me love, showing me love, you know what I mean, and being here a part of my growth and my development and what I'm doing on these YouTube streets. So I want to give a special thanks and what's up and good morning to Troy Hall, Green Thumb, my girl P Jones, of course, my brother Van. I thank you, Van. I read everything that you always send me. I thank you for keeping me up to date. I appreciate you, man, and I love you working with me as we done. You know what I mean? You became a personal friend of mine of working with me, bro, in running the show and doing whatever I need to do. Sister Victory, Taylor, you've been with me doing what you're supposed to do, giving to the podcast, helping me, man, and support me every which way. And I listen, your deeds are not unseen, and I thank you for the blessings. Secrets, I appreciate you coming. You know what I mean, being a part of the show. My man, my brother from another mother, Brian Lewis. I gotta always say and thank you, man, for being who you are and being a corrector. You dig what I'm saying? A fact checker and making sure your brother is putting out right information and keeping me at bay of what's always going on. And I thank you for being that type of person and brother for me. Steph, I see you up in here always. Chicago Cheetah, Robert Jones, my other brother from my friends is up this morning. What y'all doing up early this morning, man? Hey, I appreciate everybody, man, but I want to get right on into it and get at it, man, and keep the main thing the main thing. Angel spoke out and said what she had to say about the incident, and then Sandy Bandello, we gonna go off of what she said, you know what I'm saying, and then I'm gonna give what I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing on that whole piece because I got it also. If you guys want to just hear something full, I talked about it on ADP's podcast, and I also got a video out on my own, you know what I mean, giving out the accolades and the statistics of Angel Reese and the disrespect that she gets, you know what I mean, on those videos too. Also, man. So, you know, when Sandy Bandello talking about she's a protected species, Sandy, I beg to differ, and you lying. You know that girl ain't protected because you wouldn't have sent what's her name out to go and throw her and slam her down. I'm just saying. You know she ain't protected. Good morning, Hog Boss. What's up? My friends is in the building. What y'all doing up so early?
Everyone. I'm sure everyone knows about the situation that happened last game, and I'm going to address this one time. First, I appreciate Sandy's apology, but I also appreciate the love and support that I have had for the last 48 hours. It has been very overwhelming with a lot of love and also other things, but I am grateful that the league did take action on what the situation had happened. There's no place for discrimination or hate in this league from anyone, from fans to coaches to players. And I'm just grateful that we are able to move on from the situation and just play winning basketball. The WNBA is supposed to be positive, and we are going in a great light right now. So I just want to continue that and move forward. Everyone. I'm sure everyone knows about the situation that happened last game, and I'm going to address this one time. First, I appreciate Sandy's apology, but I also appreciate the love and support that I have had for the last 48 hours. It has been very overwhelming with a lot of love and also other things, but I am grateful that the league did take action on what the situation had happened. There's no place for discrimination or hate in this league from anyone, from fans to coaches to players. And I'm just grateful that we are able to move on from the situation and just play winning basketball. The WNBA is supposed to be positive, and we are going in a great light right now. So I just want to continue that and move forward.
So I played that second time for the people in the back. Now, Kevin, I'm gonna give you some in a minute. I'm gonna give you what I got to say. I'm born in 1969, and I don't give a damn about what your wife say. I've been here a long time, and maybe she ain't had the experiences that I had. Maybe she don't know exactly what I know, but I've been all over the world in the military. You ain't gonna tell me nothing, okay? You ain't gonna tell me anything about what your wife said. No, I'm going off my own experiences. And I went to Catholic school, so the archdiocese from when I was in kindergarten till I went to college, I was in the archdiocese. Then I was in these people military. So don't tell me nothing about what your wife said. What your wife talking about, man? No disrespect. I'm just saying I don't want to hear that, man. That ain't you can't sit here and tell us how we supposed to feel about any type of use of words or the way that somebody says anything. You can't tell us how to feel. You don't know what that's like. You don't know what that's like. Don't tell us how to feel.
The statement, I wanted to put that out as soon as I woke up, and I reached out and I thought the GM and asked him to speak to Angel because she doesn't really know me very well. I have a ton of respect for her, and but I wanted to make sure that the heat of the it was an emotional statement. It's very common in Australia, and it wasn't directed at Angel. I'd never do that to any kind of player. That's not the kind of coach I am or a player back in my day. And it was just unfortunate. So, I was pretty emotional with Niara, her being injured again. And, I made a comment that it's very, that Australians, we say all the time. And unfortunately, I should have, took a breath and realised where I am. And it's like in America, because I know racism is such a big issue here. But hopefully, I've been in this league for 27 years. And, obviously, I've never had any issues like this because, these are all my teammates, and I've learned so much from the black players that I've coached and that I've had on staff, and I know I'm not racist, so it's a really unfortunate situation. So, but I really, I wanted to apologise whenever Angel's ready. I have, reached out to their organisation and very sincere. I never want that to happen to anyone. It's so much in this WNBA, and I felt mad at myself because I'm a part of the solution, not the problem. And so, hopefully I can have that chat, and she gets to know me and my heart. I think everyone else that I've coached in this league, they know that, and what I'm about, and I'll try to, be better as I move forward. I did make a mistake, and I'll try and keep my Australian thing, Australianisms, I suppose, out, but it was never meant to be personal. So I am truly sorry, and hopefully she's doing okay.
Cindy Bandedello should have lost her damn job, for as I'm concerned. For as I'm concerned, that was unprofessional. No matter how you slice it, no matter what you say, it ain't offensive. No matter what you say to try to tie it in, that it's not offensive. Well, it might not be offensive to your wife, but it was offensive and ugly for me to actually hear that being done on national television. And I think that me personally, I don't go out to go and hate white people. That ain't my. I mean, I've been around white people all my life, from nuns to priests to deans to teachers to the veterans, fellow veterans, and XOs and COs and lieutenants and colonels, and all. So I've been around it all. Sergeants, you know what I'm saying? I've been around white people all my life. And I know what it feels like, and I know what's being said, and I know how they say it, and some of them do slip up and say stuff coming out their mouth when they get real comfortable or angry. It comes out. Now, Sandy's came out in an unprecedented time because, of course, and with an unprecedented person, because Angel is not highly protected. She is probably gets the worst calls in the WNBA on record. If you line her fouls up, how many fouls she able to shoot a night for being down low compared to any of them, and then the top person that shoots that is a post person, she's probably last, damn near, out of the superstars I'm talking about. Her and Camilla. They very low at the bottom of the totem pole. They're not protected species. They're not protected people in the first place. So to say protected species, what do you mean, Sandy Bandedello? Because Sandy Bandedello is a coach of the WNBA. Like she said, she's been in the league for 27 years. So therefore, she already knows the stats. She already knows that Angel is probably the most fouled individual in the league because she gets more rebounds than anyone in the whole entire league. That means that people are holding her, trying to stop her from getting rebounds on their butt. And then on top of it, down low, getting rebounds to go and put it back up to score. Sandy Bandedello is very aware about what that takes. So for my people in the back, Sandy Bandedello was aware that she should not have said that. But in the heat of the moment, it came out. And I get it. I understand it. I know. You say stuff when you upset, you just say it. But that right there, when she was upset, it came out. And it is what it is. You know? And Angel closed the door on it. She said that she's behind her getting and being suspended for it. But me, personally, Sandy Bandedello should have got a little bit more for it because it wasn't just an example for her. And I'm sure she's passionately probably sorry. But for the ones that do feel that way, all the way wholeheartedly, and feel comfortable to say those things and that type of thing around us or feel that way, they should get more penalized for that offense. Good morning, my sister, my baby sister in the building, big girl. I see you, Brian Allen Hines. I see you in there, Nubian Sage. I see y'all, man. Come on in and hit the like button for me, please. Now, what I will say, y'all, because I'm telling y'all, I came to always cook like fish grease, is that at the end of the day gotta end. And be quiet, big girl. And the thing is that at the expense of others, some people think they can get away with certain things at the expense of others. And yes, this was a basketball claim. Oh, bro, Claude, you know how you know what you be doing. You know you probably was cussing and everything. Yes, I was. In the basketball game, yeah. And taunting. That's all a part of it. But ain't nothing slip out of my mind to call nobody no honky. Ain't nothing slipping in my mind to call somebody an old cracker. Ain't nothing going in my mind to call them, say you the slave master. That is not in my mind. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to play. I'm trying to get this thing going on. I'm trying to get my teammates to do the best that they can. So it looks very bad for the coaches, for a coach, actually, to demonstrate this type of frustration, and then that comes out. It looks very bad. And then it makes us also look, and we know that Sandy Vanderdello didn't vote for Angel to start. We know she didn't get a vote. It makes us already know that she don't particularly like Angel. She say I love her, but I beg to differ, because Miss Harrison wouldn't have been able to get rid of away with that, and she would have been Sandy. If you was a quality person, you would have suspended Izzy Harrison for the offense. You would have made sure that Angel knew, or Coach Semesco knew, that that was not how you wanted her to play. When Izzy did what she did, and that was a very violent thing, the way she threw her down, and she could have really been badly injured. Yes, she was a little sore, but she could have been badly injured from what Izzy Harrison done. And I think that these people who try to put, wool over your eyes and say, oh, that's not really racist, that's not really harmful. Well, who are you supposed to be? Who do you think you are to tell somebody how they supposed to feel? Because all I know is the Creator is the absolute of the ones who knows our intentions, and so I can't say what Sandy's intention was. All I can say is she knows the climate. She knows that Angel is being mostly criticized and hated throughout the highways and byways on social media, in the league, and also doing some of the coaches. So don't give me none of that stuff. I don't want to hear it. I don't have no excuse for that. That's crazy work. And she should have been able to kindle her fire in the heat of battle. And she didn't. So, rightfully so, she gets suspended, and she don't get paid for that day or whatever it is. But I think the fans should have been a little bit more penalizing more than one game. Maybe a two or three game suspension and no pay. It's okay. I want people to even think, to even try it, to be fired. I want them to be fired, and I want all races, white people, to be punished, Tammy. I want them to be punished. All races, white people, to be punished. Severely punished. So you could be clear, Tammy, what I'm talking about. And it's crazy that you think and you could feel safe, that you could really play with us in our faces after all of these things that has been going on. So, Tammy, you're a Karen. Definitely are one. For you to even come in my chat. Y'all get rid of Tammy and let her know she's not welcome in here. Y'all get rid of her. So the thing is this, man. See, but that's what I'm talking about. They come out, they can't help it. They so evil that they can't help it. They really can't. They evil. They can't help it. They can't stop themselves. Oh, it's just an opinion. It's so, you know what I'm saying? They can't help it. To just be kind and to be nice and to be rational. It's a shame that we can't just watch basketball without drama. And like I told y'all last week, guys, I've been exhausted from just, you know what I mean, covering all of the different things that's been going on, because it shows how divided this country really is. And I ain't falling for the okie doke. Nope. I keep both eyes open. I'm clear about what's going on. I understand what we are up against as a community and a society. So we just can't, you know what I mean? We can't let that type of thing go on. We have to always keep our eyes open, our heads up, and make sure that we fight back for, you know what I mean, for the situation at hand. So we're going to move on because it was settled and it was what it was. But let's talk about the dream game in the Chicago Sky. Go head to head. Go head to head, chat. Yesterday was a good game, and I was able to see good basketball being played. I thought that the girls was gonna get blown out, but man, they did show up. So here's from the Chicago Sky. He wheeled him, and then I'm gonna let the Atlanta Dream talk after that. Also,
the high-low actions that you have seen from the screen, how did you feel that those were a challenge for you guys in this matchup today?
I mean, I think we know that they play inside out. They do a good job of getting position. So we try to be disruptive. I feel like in the beginning we weren't as disruptive, and then in the second half, we were able to disrupt those passes a little bit and just make it a little bit harder for them.
And a question coming out of the half, that third quarter, you guys really went out of the last 10. What worked well for you that stretch?
I think offensively we calmed down a little bit. I think we took care of the ball a little bit better. And defensively, our intensity just picked up. You know, they were feeling really comfortable initially, and I think we took it on ourselves to turn that up.
Can you walk us through that last possession that they had? What you all saw the defensive end?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a broken play from what I could see. I mean, and Jordan's really fast, and I think she just was able to get free off of a screen. I couldn't really tell like how, but I know there was a screen there. So yeah.
And prior to that, Sid hit a really big shot. How proud of you all of her stepping up with confidence so far this season and of course in this game?
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, super proud of Sid. I just think she plays with so much poise for a rookie, and she has so much confidence in herself, and we have a bunch of confidence in her too. But it's so fun playing with her, and you know that play just kind of culminates who she is as a player. Like she's not scared of the moment, and it was a really, really tough shot.
And then Angel goes down at the third quarter and Eden comes in. What kind of what kind of problems did she pose for the front court?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think she just did a good job of getting in position. I think their guards did a good job of finding her in transition. So she was just running the floor and doing the little things well for them.
The play with 15 seconds left. Do you guys remember that one? I think you guys were down one. It looked so Sloot had the ball, and I feel like there were just like a couple different ball screens that were set for her. It doesn't matter. I was just gonna ask if you remember what you were running, but it just looked like interval screens.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah.
No worries at all.
This is kind of a broader question. Pre-game, Tyler was saying, I asked him about, what you guys have been able to do to keep the locker room intact. Like the locker room is never out of attack or anything. What do you feel like has kind of kept you guys together, and what do you pull from moving forward after this one?
Just, staying confident in our process. All of these games are close games that we've been dropping. So, we're confident in who we are as a team and moving forward. And, we work hard every day to chop the film up, look at where we messed up and come back and, be better the next day. So I think we all have a good mindset, and, we're just reiterating that we're still right there. We're still on the hunt.
And going into the second half of the season, of course, you had a lot of good wins, especially the last two games. How can you take the last few games into the second half as something as a confidence builder and a momentum builder as you go into the second half?
Yeah, just, looking at the positive things that we're doing. We're really coming into our form as a team. And I think even tonight, Atlanta's a great team. They're top in the league, and, it was down to the wire. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to improve on, of course, but there's also things that we can take and feel confident about moving forward for this last game in New York and then after the break as well.
So you had another official shooting night. Just what have you just been seeing out there? Just kind of getting this comfort zone that you're in right now.
Yeah, I think just trying to be aggressive in all facets. Obviously shooting, but attacking, getting to the rim. And then, my teammates just do such a good job of finding me in good spots. So I'm able to knock in shots and then post up a little bit, just all types of ways. They do a great job in finding me, and then just trying to be more aggressive in certain matchups and stuff like that. So I just have been trying to come out and, carry my weight.
As a Ray got a shiner, y'all down. Anyway, listen. I think it was a real close game, and I am paying attention of how they saw the loss. But from what I saw, we looking at something totally different. You know what I mean? And I don't like certain reporters to be, asking dumb questions about, how, critique Angel. Don't ask these people that. Hey, good morning, T. Camilla. Hey, MSL. Don't ask the players about. They just got through playing and losing, or playing and winning and beating the team. Like the Associated Press got to cut that type of shit out, because they baiting. That's called that. You guys don't really know it. I know some of you guys do know it, but they're baiting. They're fishing to have a storyline, right? They baiting these young ladies into saying something that they, don't really even want to say. You know what I mean? How you know, big girl? You don't know nothing, big girl. Did you? Angel told you yesterday.
At halftime. Seemed like the third quarter was like completely new.
Big girl just messed.
It felt like you guys did to Atlanta what they had done to Citizens.
Big girl just messy. Angel told you yesterday they didn't want to chip together. What you talking about?
I mean, we really just talked about picking it up. I think we all challenge each other, to be more aggressive, to be more assertive, to also play with more confidence. And I think everybody did that. I think 1 through 5, everyone stepped up and felt a little more comfortable. And there was a lot of trust that we had with each other. And so that's what helped the deficit, not feel as big. And that's, I think, why we were able to cut it down.
And I think even people, from the bench came in and provided amazing minutes. E did great. Rachel, Gabs, AC, just everybody who came in just, focused on their role. And that's important moving forward, because we all have a role. And so just really locking in and doing that to the best of our ability. I think, the bench did a great job of that today.
Now I want to ask you guys about also again, everybody's coming to your home, and how are you all going to welcome everybody to Chicago?
Yeah, I mean, we posted before, and I think Chicago's a great city to host. There's so much to do. It's going to be a fun time, and it's going to be great just to welcome all the All-Stars and Yeah, I mean, our city has so many things to offer, so I think everybody will get to see that when they come.
What was the message from coach after this? When we've talked to you guys a lot about some of these games and kind of just slipping out of your grasp, what's kind of like the overall message after another tough loss?
Yeah, I mean, I think, first, just, not having that big of a deficit, it puts a lot of pressure on people. But then obviously being able to fight back, like we should be proud of that. And putting ourselves in position to win is important, come the second half of the season. I have all the confidence that we'll win games like this. So being in these moments and feeling what it feels like, you just reminded us like we're still trending in the right direction.
I had one on the turnovers in the first quarter. Do you feel like that was like Atlanta's pressure and their disruption?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they came out with a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And I think, yeah, we were able to adjust to it, but that's kind of typical of how they play. I think they forced the most steals in the league. And so once we slowed down and adjusted, we were good.
And then you guys have kind of seen a slew of injuries, different people, and just things going on. What has Tyler been able to do to kind of keep everyone together and give you guys that confidence that he'll turn around after All-Star?
Just, next man up. Like, that's part of the game. Stuff happens, injuries. Every man has to be ready to step up and, fill in the role that's missing. So, that's what we're focused on. And we've had injuries from the beginning of the year, and I think we've adjusted to it as well as we can. So, just having that next man up mentality, that everybody's here for a reason. And, when someone goes down, just the next person come up and try to fill in that role.
We gave you guys some really good minutes in that fourth quarter. Just maybe just give a general assessment of just kind of how she's kind of get back into her rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sloot has been fantastic. Even just her leadership and what she brings to the locker room. But being able to have that on the floor is really special. Like you said, she made some big plays, big shots, but also her assists, like what she's known for, just being a floor general. And I think she's continuing to feel more and more confident and back to herself.
Time for a couple more if anyone has it. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
I still, as I looked at the game again, I watched the game again. Sloot didn't have a bad game, guys. She really did. She really did not have a bad game. So, that's not. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hate on that. She didn't have a bad game, but I do agree with my my co-hosts yesterday. They have it arranged right now for Sloot to be closing these games. And rightfully so, though. I mean, we lost. Skylar Diggins can't really say too much or nothing. What is it for her to say when you lose 5 straight? And you was in charge, and you was the head point guard. Sloot wasn't back. She only played with Sloot for 2 games. So when you losing like how we was losing, damn 10 games straight, 10 games. Skylar can't really say nothing. What can you say when you lose 5 straight, then 10 straight, let alone? So, I can't really, what I mean? Hey, do I think Skylar Diggins should start? Yes, I do. Do I think that they had a bad run? Yes, I do. But with addition of what's been going on and how the team look different, y'all got to say it. Y'all got to keep it real. The team look different than the 10 games straight that they was losing. This team looks different. Now they win a couple, they lose a couple, then they win a couple more, then they lose one. So now, you know what I mean? It's really a situation where she didn't play bad. She did not have a bad game. She had it don't matter on what nobody think. She just didn't have a bad game. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, y'all want me to say she had a fucking bad game, but she didn't. And I'm telling the goddamn truth. And you gotta tell the truth about yourself. Hell no, because I know that the situation with Angel, but sometimes y'all feelings, the way what the hell y'all feelings got to do with how somebody played the game. And she didn't do bad. She just didn't. God damn. Bro Claus stop gas Sloop was not the reason Chicago won those last 2 games. Skylar hasn't played in 5 games and only won 2. I'm not down to Skylar over no damn 5 games. No, they lost 10. They lost 10 games. 10. Not 5. 10. T. Camilla, come correct. Told you when you shoot with me, you shoot. 10. 10. Not 5. The Dream lost 5 straight. Sky lost 10 straight. 10. And since Sloop been back, the games that Sloop been back, they 4 and 5 when Sloop, since Sloop has been back. So they ain't split no games. I'm not saying that, but the team do look different. I'm being honest. That's because Sydney Taylor is in there, not because of no goddamn Sloop. I think that Sydney Taylor made the difference of the game. So I didn't want even Sloop to have no minutes. Like she didn't the 2 wins that just took over. Sloop didn't have no that many minutes, guys. Sloop didn't have that many minutes. The 2 wins that they did before this game, Sloop didn't have that many minutes. So don't get me twisted. I'm not saying that. I'm just keeping the main thing. And we talking about the game. You know what I mean? Shit. Sloop lost the game against the Aces. Turnover. And the Aces won. Shit. She lost she lost like 3 different games. And then they was in the newspaper trying to empathize and sympathize with her, talking about that's when she went to the paper saying she needed a little bit more grace. Like, no. Angel said your ass wasn't gonna be ready. And what Angel said, you wasn't ready and you still need some time to develop. It said, Bro Claude, you read it wrong. It said, I'm not talking about previous. I'm talking about the last 5. Oh, okay. Okay, baby Bob. Can't compare Skylar to Sloop. Ain't no comparison. Ain't no comparison, baby niece. Skylar Diggins is a better player than Sloop. Hands down. Hands down. Skylar just ain't won.
Coming out of half? I thought we picked up our defensive intensity in the second quarter. I thought it took us a while to get to that point in the first quarter, and it kind of set the tone for the first half. But I can't say much more about.
How about shut up? I said they lost yesterday. I said the 2 games prior to yesterday's loss. See, that's when you old Hog Boss, you be missing stuff. See, you better put your hearing aid in and hear what the hell I just said. See, when your friends is in the chat. Hey, now for the week. Hey, Sister Mary, what's going on? Brother Jonathan in the house. I see y'all. Let me get to it. So let me make y'all bold.
About how
Blessed one.
How much more competitive we were quarters 2 through 4. So it's a tough team to get in that big of a hole against because of the firepower that they have and the talent that they have. But we fought extremely hard to get back to take the lead. And, it's just that when you expend that much energy to fight back from that big of a hole, you have a small margin for error. You got to play almost perfect basketball the rest of the way. And so we had a lot of good moments today outside of that first quarter. So I don't want that to be lost. Yep.
What was the challenge of kind of defending on it at those high ball actions that they put in front of them?
Yeah, it's just that it's especially with Canada, how much ball pressure you apply to her on the perimeter, because she obviously is so fast again downhill and putting pressure on the rim. The size and the strength that Okot and Bree Jones and Angel have down there obviously puts pressures on your bigs, and so you got to have the right balance on ball pressure on the perimeter, especially when it's take your pick. If you got Alicia, if you got Rye, if you got Nas, all three are able to shoot, and so they put a lot of pressure on your defense.
What if I told you that the moment your book is published, there could be a giant billboard featuring you and your book?
Ray talked about how she's confident, about being able to turn things around after a All-Star break, and it's kind of, you guys are right there in it. What is it going to take for y'all to get over the hump and start winning these close games?
Yeah, I think that the more we continue to get healthy, we continue to be engaged with and in sync with how we want to play consistently. We'll find ourselves, on the other end of these games. I think that we played pretty good basketball. We're just struggling to overcome the hump on a consistent basis. But the effort is there, the fight is there, the commitment, the continuity is there. So we just got to put the piece together, coming out of this break.
I want to talk about Ladina Cobb. You mentioned her a bit. Angel got hurt, but Dina had to have a lot more time on the floor. What did you have to change defensively in your scheme when Ladina was now at the 5 a lot of times versus Angel?
Yeah. Well, first, I'm not sure how serious Angel's injury is, but prayers to hope everything is okay with Angel. I think that just the difference is they both put pressure on the rim in terms of their low post presence and rebounding presence. I think Angel's a little more versatile on the perimeter, so you got to account for her as a facilitator and as a scorer and as a screener.
The man
from that
respect the
standpoint, I
game.
think Okat's able to put a little bit more pressure deep inside the paint, just her natural presence out there, where Angel is just a little more versatile in terms of how she, gets her points and able to create offense for them. And so that's what changes a little bit. But I thought that, for the most part in that second half, I thought we defended Atlanta about as well as you could.
And I think you asked the players about that final play with Jordan. You spoke about her speed and things like that. What did you see from a cultural perspective that Atlanta did in that very last play?
Yeah, well, it looked like they wanted to get Leash to the rim, setting a flare, a high flare on the opposite side. We did a really good job of defending that. And I think that as their action kind of broke down, it was a little bit of a last effort. And Jordan was able to break free from JC a little bit. And that downhill speed is tough to contain when you have all your defenders lifted. E-Will did try to do a good job as she could. Gaps could only give a little bit of help off the corner because it's Rye Howard over there. So they put you in a tough predicament when you got 5 scorers out there, 5 people that can hurt you and win a game. And so credit to them for executing late game or finding a way, and credit our team for finding a way to get back in the game. It's just a little disappointing on our end for not being able to pull it out.
16 points in the first half. What did you see defensively that kind of broke down for you guys while she was able to get some clean looks?
For Alicia? Yeah. I think that I thought that she was playing just really free. I thought Atlanta was playing just too free. And when you have as talented scorers as they do, you have to impact the ball and impact their body as often as possible. If they have too much space to operate, it's tough. Obviously, the downhill speed that she has at getting to the rim, but also the ability to shoot from 3 poses a dual threat. And I just didn't think that they felt our presence enough to start the game. But as the game went on, I thought we did a really good job of impacting and making that adjustment, moving forward the rest of the way.
I wanted to ask about the play where I think there's 15 seconds left. I think you guys were down 1. Do you remember that one? Like Sloot had it, or a couple different screens for. I just wanted to ask, like, what was the goal? What the main thing that you were looking for on that? Like,
to have it in Sloot's hands and for Camilla to to be involved in a ball screen there. Most times, Sloot is seeing unders and ball screens, and which usually leads to a rescreen for us. And so we're trying to get her to get downhill a little bit, or at the very least force the big to commit. And now we have something with Mill, which she was able to get a couple possessions earlier. So credit to Atlanta again for defending it well and forcing a tough one. We had our opportunities, but that was kind of the mindset there.
The one that Sydney did hit was a play for her.
Yeah, it was a reset. So it's we've ran that in the past. Sky hit one at Indiana off of it. We ran it a couple times throughout this year, and she's one on our team that can make something happen in those moments, and so we trusted her with it, and she had a big one.
What do we have for you to be able to trust the rookie in that situation? Just to carry it, not shot down.
Yeah, I mean, she shows no fear when she's out there. She's got the confidence, the talent, and the abilities to do it, and I think it's part of her, for her to continue to grow into who we know she's capable to be and who we feel she wants to be moving forward. She's going to find herself in those positions a lot, and so for her to be able to,
dude, guess how much it cost me to make sure my family gets $1 million if something ever happens to me? You'll never guess. I don't know.
To accept that and embrace it in her rookie season on the court with a team full of vets. I think that speaks highly, not just to the confidence that we have in her and her abilities, but the confidence that her teammates have in her as well. Nobody flinched an eye when she hit it, because we know that she's capable. So
how exciting is it for you to have a rookie that's fearless, that is moldable, coachable? How exciting is that for you to be able to develop her?
It's great because we have a few of them. And so it's good that they can feed off each other from that standpoint, that they're like-minded from that standpoint. And then the vets that we've surrounded them with is of that same mold. And so we know this guy has no fear. We know that Tosh and Slew have been in those positions before. They have no fear. So it's constantly feeding off of each other with that similar competitive mindset. And so I think that is just as big part of their overall development and growth as is what they do on the court. And so I think you got to establish that mindset early so that can carry them moving forward into their careers.
I've heard another efficient night from you, for you guys. What did you see there down the stretch that Atlanta did to kind of maybe take away some of those opportunities for them to get more looks?
Yeah, I think that fatigue maybe played a little factor. I ran her the entire third quarter. She had it going, so we wanted her out there. A little slow start to her in the first quarter, but she picked it up and she was great in the second half. I think that they brought more attention to her, obviously, impacted her a little bit more on the ball. She's another dual threat. So she was having her way a little bit in the paint at times, and she was able to hit a couple outside shots. And so brought a little bit more attention to her, which I think opened some stuff up in other places throughout that fourth quarter. But Z had a really good 2, 3, 4 quarters.
Bigger picture question. You're still really early in your head coaching career. How has it kind of met your expectations so far? And then just how you feel like you've grown as a coach so far?
I think I've grown a lot, but also I'm a coach's kid, so I know this isn't an easy profession at any level. It's tough to win. For me, I think that I'm able to keep things in perspective. My team keeps believing. My team loves being around each other. They keep fighting. I think that's a true testament of where we're at and where I'm at. I think that, if you can continue, you can't even put yourself in position to win those games if you don't have that kind of mindset and leadership around. And so I do a really good job of blocking out outside noise. I think my team does too. We understand what we have in the locker room. We know what we fight for behind the scenes, whether it's within our organization or elsewhere. I want our players to have the best experience as possible playing in the Sky uniform. And I know a part of that comes with the wins and whatnot. And trust me, we're continuing to fight for that. And we want that. We show up though. We show up every day, every shoot around, every practice, every film session, every game. And that's the sign of where we are now and where we're going to be moving forward.
How does it feel for you just to know that your team, whether you guys are down by 20, you're always going to find a way to kind of claw back into these games?
I think it's bittersweet. you know that you're never truly out of it because of the resilience, the heart, and the toughness and the fight that you have. At the same time, we don't want to have to be dependent on that to pull us back into games or to help us win those games. We want to be able to, I've said it, in the past, we want to be able to throw that first punch and continue to swing and not take our foot off the gas. And so the more we can be in, we can be in that kind of mindset, the better off we'll be moving forward, so that coming back from these games don't feel as heavy and as taxing.
Thanks, everyone.
He can't think that Courtney Vandersloot is the reason why he's going to get anything. And he's just bull jiving us because he know that he won those last 2 games. This is what I was talking about, guys. He know that he won the last 2 games without Sloop's help. Sloop didn't really play those last 2 games that we won. She was in and out. And that was after giving her some grace speech. You know what I mean? That she went to the newspaper to get some grace or whatever the hell that is. You know what I'm saying? We ain't caring nothing about none of that. But, he did acknowledge and know about Angel. I think that was good. And, I think that also the way that he had.
We'll let you sit down for a minute, JC.
With and about Angel, I think it's very professional.
Take me through that play, JC. Take me through that last play. What was the call and what did you see at the end?
Well, the call was actually for Leash to get downhill off of Naz's screen. And if she wasn't open, then try to find a way to get open and attack downhill. So I saw as soon as Leash wasn't open, I had to turn on the jets. And I knew as soon as I could get past JC, I knew it was going to be a wide open layup. So I just tried to focus on finishing the basket.
Hi, ladies. Congrats on a win. It's Micaiah Costin here. Leash, 29 points in with this game. First, can you take me through your mindset on the court? What was your mind going through today?
Biggest thing is getting this win so we can enjoy our All-Star break, especially for Big Weeze. Win for him so he can enjoy his All-Star break. But the biggest thing is, just keeping our momentum going into All-Star break so when we get back, just pick back up where we left off at.
Yeah, and just a quick follow-up. You debuted your new design for your PEs today. Tell me a little bit about, I know it's by Iron Man design, but tell me a little bit about your thought process in creating that and also your initial reaction when you saw the finished product.
I was very excited. Iron Man is my favorite Marvel character. I'm a big Marvel fan. So, Iron Man was just my go-to. Like, I love Iron Man.
Hey, JC. Late in the fourth quarter, there was a switch out where Bree Jones came in for Medina Okot, grabbed that huge defensive rebound. Seemed like that was a call for Carl to defend against the pick and roll. How big of a play did Bree make there, and just her play overall today in the game?
Yeah, well, first and foremost, Medina came in and gave us some great minutes down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
Wait, I got a call. Hey man, y'all need to. I'm getting out of the chat business, but E Will is not a fucking hater of Angel. She was the last one when all of that shit went down. E Will was the one who spoke up after all of them tricks went to the presser and went to the newspaper. Y'all get so damn cloudy on y'all damn emotions. Y'all be getting cloudy, man, and y'all be putting facts, and that shit ain't true. Say the true shit. E Will was the last one, because she represents the union. So she definitely was there for Angel, and she said even while after everything went down, she said Angel is a young player, and she protected her all the way through. So y'all gotta stop that shit. Sometimes that's what I be talking about. Sometimes y'all get me kind of messed up a little bit, and I just be having to push away for a little bit on certain emotion. I'm just being honest. I keep the main thing. We gonna get on.
So that's what we need from her anytime she steps out on the floor. But having Bree
did
back
not
out on the
hate
floor, having another vet out there, and just the experience that she has, she brings a lot to this team. And just we know Bree can do it all, especially on the defensive glass.
That's what Brian Lewis be talking
her
about.
coming in, getting the stop for us, getting the rebound, that was huge for us to be able to just grab the ball and have possession of it. And so that's what Bree does.
It don't matter. He will have a goddamn back. That's bullshit. I ain't with that.
Hey Jordan,
Everybody that
I think
with
the
me,
first
I
half you had
made
like
sure
0
that
points, and
everybody
second
saw
half
and
you
heard what
obviously turned
Will
it
had to
around.
say about
What kept
Ace.
you sort of in the game, just motivated to stick with it and put some points up in the second half?
Yeah, I'm all about, what the game calls for and the flow of the game. I don't want to force anything. I don't want to rush anything, take bad shots. So in the first half, it was me distributing. My teammates were getting wide open looks and just trying to pass the
I
ball.
just want
And
facts.
in the
I ain't
second
being
half, knowing
sensitive
that
about
it
it.
will
I'm
open up
just,
for me, just trying to
come
be a
on,
little
man.
bit
Let's
more
keep the main
aggressive,
thing the main thing.
trying
Let's
to
say the
find
truth.
my shots.
I want the truth.
So just taking
I'm
what the defense
sensitive
gives
of
me,
false
taking
and
what the game
reality.
calls for, not trying to rush, just trying
Sometimes
to
y'all get a little
play
delusional
at my
sometimes.
pace.
Hi, ladies. Congrats on the win. Just thinking about closing out the first half of the season, going on the All-Star break on a good note. Just thinking about the first half as a whole, what are some things that you all are thinking about to come back second half stronger and even better?
The biggest thing is we went through the trial and tribulations early. So now in the second half,
Somebody that had
every team is going to go back and reflect on the mistakes that they made and just know everybody's going to play better, including us. We're going to get better as well. But we just know in the second half, it's a sprint because we're trying to get good seeding for playoffs. But the biggest thing is just winning games that you're supposed to win and don't be making mistakes that you was making in the first half of the season.
Hi, how does it feel? Oh, right here, I'm sorry. How does it feel to be top 5 in scoring for the dream of all time?
Oh, it feels nice. Feels pretty good.
What does this moment mean to you?
Just my appreciation for this organization. They took a chance on me when I was in Dallas, trading for me to bring me in. And like I always say, like coming to the dream definitely revived my career. Now 4-time All-Star, one of the top guards, one of the top guards in the league. So I just really appreciate the dream organization, how they believe in me as a player.
Period.
Hey, ladies, for either one of you, I know you guys had things rolling in the first half. I guess what was Chicago doing anything different in the third quarter to kind of get back into the game, and how are you guys able to kind of just stabilize and win in the end?
I don't think Chicago did anything different. I think it was us just being not focused and coming out not with the energy that we had in the first half. And that's kind of like the things that we need to clean up going into the second half of the season, is just being able to maintain what we have and not have any dips in the second half, and just being able to come out. Coach talks about second half surge of at least the first 5 minutes have to be aggressive. We have to keep pushing the pace. And I thought we slowed that down in the second half, and Chicago kept playing. So I don't think it was anything that they did. I think it was us just not being focused in the second half as we were in the first.
JC, hitting the very last shot of the game, winning in that moment, what does that mean?
Going to the break, enjoying it, and just hopefully this is the turning point of the second half of us, coming out with a lot of energy, cleaning things up. But definitely happy we got the win. Was not trying to go for another 5 minutes, that's for sure. So I'm glad we were able to finish with a dub.
Hey, ladies, congrats on the win. Leash, this question's for you. You hit that shot where it was like you were fading away. It was like one-legged to the side. I don't know if you remember that. You banked it in. Just do you practice that, and just how are you able to hit that kind of shot?
I don't know. It's just, I guess I was just in the groove. I was wide open, so I shot and banked it off the backboard and made it. I just was in the groove.
First off, congrats on the win. JC, oftentimes for the past few years, I've watched you practice that same shot, that same layup in practice and warm-ups, game after game. And so I just wanted to ask, what role does consistency play in those chaotic moments, and what does that mean for you?
Yeah, I mean, consistency is important, especially for my position, just trying to do what I can for my team, whatever that calls for, if that's being aggressive, if finding my shots, if that's playing aggressive on the defensive end, finding my teammates, like whatever I got to do for this team to just come out and play aggressive. So I just try to be as consistent as I can, and knowing that my teammates, expect a lot from me. I expect a lot from myself, and so do the coaches. So I just want to come out here, play the best version of myself, and just trying to be consistent because I know it's important.
Congratulations again, ladies, on the win. Just a quick question for you. What's your message to the fans? Because they've been supporting you game after game after game.
You ask me.
Anybody?
Oh, just keep supporting us. We really appreciate the energy, especially this game, like deep in the fourth quarter. I hope they know that their energy really keeps us going and keeps us up. So the biggest thing is just knowing that we really appreciate our fans, and we really appreciate our fans for their support.
Alicia, this question's actually for you. It's a bit off the court. I'm going to call you AAA because Alicia, All-Star. You hit a milestone today, and you also just recently became a new auntie. So would love for you to talk about sister Ashley giving birth to home. Yeah.
Well, it'll be my third nephew, but oh my God, he's so precious. Like, he's just like the perfect little baby. And I know at the All-Star break.
All right, it's enough for that. All right. Look. We're going to play some Mesco because it's only right. We heard Tyler Marsh, so we're gonna hear some Mesco, guys, and how, he saw the game. But I'm glad, shout out to Alicia Gray, for actually, being the leading scorer on Atlanta history, in Atlanta history. And I think she deserves a whole lot more respect than most people give her, because she a cold-blooded player. A lot of people, she go under the radar because a lot of people say, her scoring ain't got a lot of calories in it. But I disagree. Here's some Mesco for y'all. To the haters in the back.
Yeah, exciting game before the break. Give Chicago credit. They just kept coming, and we're very fortunate that we were able to make the final play and get the win.
Coach, take me through. I know that was the way you grew it up, but take me through that last play, like the game.
Well, that's Cameron Brown, our assistant, kind of handles some of the end of game situations. We kind of sit down and pick out some plays, and it actually was part of the play. Like, there was option one, which they had well guarded, and then option two was to get it back to JC to go downhill, and JC Bree got open, didn't force a pass to somebody that was not open, had the patience to wait and got it to JC, and JC did the rest. Great finish and great way to win the game.
Coach Medina, 14 points and straight from the field. Talk a little bit about her impact on today's game.
Yeah, I thought she was great down the stretch. We had a situation where we were kind of getting short in the post area because Bree was, kind of maxed out with minutes. She had like 30 seconds left, and we waited till the last 30 seconds to see if we need her, and that's how she got put in. And then obviously Angel couldn't play the last few minutes, so we went to Medina, and she saved her best minutes for the end of the game. I thought she was crucial down the stretch, and a big reason why we were able to win today.
Coach, it seemed like Bree came in at the end too. After that timeout, she had that big defensive stop, but also on that final play, she also had that handoff to JC and set a great down screen to allow JC to be able to get downhill to finish. Just how great is it to have Bree back in the lineup? I know you've been missing her all year.
Yeah, I mean, she's such a great player, and she's just so smart. So she's really good in those situations. So we put her in for the last defensive play where she helped us get a stop, and then just made the right decision and executed the play perfectly. And she's I don't want to misspeak. She's probably the only one who hasn't run that play, like as practice. So that's her first time doing it, and she made the right read. And because she did, we are fortunate to win the game.
Hey, Coach. I know you mentioned Angel going down. Just kind of looked like she wanted to kind of stay out there or wanted to help the team. Just what is it like for you as a coach to kind of try to protect your players and make sure, you save them from themselves and also see her competitive spirit?
Yeah, it's hard because we're in the timeout. It seemed like a really long timeout, and there wasn't a lot being said because we were all just looking at Angel. And when I was looking at her, it seemed like she was in a lot of pain, and she wanted to go out there and keep playing because she's competitive and she wants to win the game. And so, that was, more of a, I just didn't feel comfortable with it because she looked like she was in a lot of pain. So those are some of the tough decisions that you have to make. Like, Angel, the person, is very important to us, and we support her in all situations. And I just didn't feel good about putting someone out there that looked like she was in that much pain.
Hey, Coach, Antonio Matos Jr., when Sydney Taylor came and hit that three to tie it up at 91, what went through your mind?
Well, that we're gonna have to execute. There's enough time to execute and win. I mean, also, like, it is a situation that we've gone over a number of times, and we made a defensive mistake where, we got to go over all screens and switch on top. You're just not gonna give up a three in that situation, up three. And our players knew that when they came. They knew it was a mistake, but they moved on. Like, I think there's a time before where if we made a mistake like that, it would have messed up the next play. But they regrouped. They were very calm over there. They were paying attention to what we were going to run. And then, they executed it as well as it could be executed, really. So I give we'll have to correct mistakes that we're making so we don't put ourselves in the same situation. But the way we handled the mistake, the maturity and the regrouping to not let it affect the next play, I'm really proud of.
Coach, going into the All-Star break, finishing up the first half of the season, what have you evaluated about this team in particular in the first half and their performance, and what do you need from them going into the second half of the season after All-Star break?
Yeah, I think we have a really good team. I think there's a lot of really good teams in the league, and I don't think there's a lot of separation between the very top teams and the teams near the bottom of the standings. I think everybody is capable on any given day of beating another team, so you have to be prepared. You're going to have to execute at a high level. And for us, we got some time off here. Hopefully we come back recharged, well rested. But just pick something every day, lock in on that, get better at that, and feel like when we're getting to the end of the season that we're the best version of the Atlanta Dream that we can be. And I think if we get to the best version of what we can be, I think just about anything is possible with this team.
Hey, Coach. Medina is top 15 in the league in per. How do you manage a player who's so dominant with her per minute action on the court while also understanding she just picked up a basketball 6 years ago?
Yeah, we got to find her, even though Bree came back, and obviously Bree is outstanding. We still got to find some minutes for Medina because, everybody sees the talent is there. It's just getting more reps. Some situations she hasn't been in a lot in her life that she's now in, and guarding players on the perimeter, and she's seen a lot of different offensive actions that maybe she didn't have to defend as much in college.
She was very awesome and very aggressive.
She's really good. She's willing to work every day.
She's very good yesterday.
I just hope she realizes how good she can be and just wants to work and get there, because the potential is there to be like an all-star and above player. And so now that we know that she has that capability, we got to find some time for her. And I think today will be a good confidence builder for her. that she was there in clutch time, and not only was she there in clutch time, but she performed at a high level during those minutes at the end of the game.
Hey, I coach back here. Alicia Gray became a top 5 scorer of all time for the Dream. Can you talk about how much she has benefited this team and mean to this team?
Well, I mean, everybody loves Leash. I mean, she's a competitor. She's a great player. She's taken her game to a new level the last 2 years. And I really thought, today, I think she had a season high today at 29. But, down the stretch, I didn't think we really executed our offense that well. I think it was more Leash just kind of refused to lose. She was unafraid to make the play, and even took it in some tight spaces, got to the free throw line, made big baskets for us down the stretch. I thought she just came up huge for us today, hit the free throws. Yeah.
Have you been able to talk to Katie about Angel's status, and is there any concern about her missing the All-Star game?
I don't have any update regarding the injury. I will say that Angel was in great spirits, celebrating with her teammates. So hopefully I was being overprotective. Hopefully.
So take you that, Coach, going into this All-Star break, went 4-1 at the last 5. What are you looking to do? Get rest? I know you said you can practice a few days, but what are you looking to go into the stretch for the next week or so?
Yeah, well, a lot of our players will be at, the All-Star events. But I don't have any update regarding the injury. I will say that Angel was in great spirits, celebrating with her teammates. So hopefully I was being overprotective. Hopefully.
So take you that, Coach, going into this.
Guys, I think that I don't know, y'all tell me. I think that was a good call for have Angel sit out. I think going into the All-Star game, I don't want Angel. She's already going to be sore from last night's game, so she got the whole rest of the week to heal up. I think that was smart. I personally think that was smart. To have Angel sit out. So, because, I don't want Angel to be all busted up for the All-Star game. And, what if she wants to try to go for an award during the game? You got what I'm saying? And go for another double-double. So, I'd rather have Angel, because she going to be here at the highest stage playing back in Chicago. I just really, 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 guys, I want Angel to have a really good game in the United Center. She can probably relax or whatever, but I'm just saying, I want it for, I just want Angel, to continue to shine. So, I know it's just the All-Star game, but, I don't know. She probably was upset, T. Camilla, but I just think that, so let me be real straight with you guys. Sometimes, Angel is a very, very deep competitor, and she's very pushy on herself. She don't cut no corners. Angel don't cut no corners. And somebody got to be bright enough to say, this girl don't know when to cut it off, because she got such a high motor. She gonna go crazy. She gonna try to win. We know that she wants to beat the Sky every time that they see each other. She puts that on her calendar just to beat the Sky, and rightfully so. And I think that she should continue to beat that ass. You got what I'm saying? Because of the disrespect, the disregard the ongoing hit pieces and the non the non believable lies that they were telling around the dealing with Angel and all of the drama that the GM did against Angel. I hope that he gets. I'm serious, guys. I want a tremendous season for Angel Reese this year, so we could get these fuckers out of here, man. Seriously, I want a great season for my baby goat. I really do, guys. And just to tell y'all the truth about it. I know I let the cat out the bag, but I believe that Carl did right. Me too, Brian Lewis. I think that he did the right thing in that particular call. And he made a good call at the end of the game too. So, the assistant coach, he already told y'all that the assistant coach made that call. So I think that the assistant coach helped him, and he was smart enough to listen to the assistant coach to have a plan A, plan B, and JC roll around and get that layup for the win, because that was awesome. That was an awesome win, and nobody could take that away from them. And I'm glad that JC was able to finish the game with that layup, and they went into victory because, hindsight and me looking at it, me, all right, here I go, MSL, me getting into my feelings. I really want Angel to have good games against this squad. You know what I mean? I really want her to actually have good games against Chicago completely. And when she come to Chicago, I really want her to show out. You know what I mean? Look, y'all don't got no all-star. Y'all traded them away. It gets me real crazy emotions about that. It gets me real crazy emotions about what they did to baby girl. It really do. And I don't like it. And, I'm going to continue to stand 10 toes down with my Angel. I'm going to do that. Even though I would have took a Chicago win, because, of course, I'm going to root for my Sky. But I'm going to root for my baby goat, the greatest, young dominant player up underneath that basket, probably of all time. So, y'all can say I'm wrong with having my feelings in it, and I'm telling everybody else, but that's just the way I see it. Because Angel should have, been set down, and I think that was the right call for Semesco. So, I could be wrong, and us and the brothers could be wrong, but I think that was a good call. I think it was the right call. I think that it should have been done that way. I think that everybody sees the game different. Everybody sees the game different, and I think having this game go down to the wire was a good game for me to be able to watch, and then I can accept this loss. You know what I'm saying? I can accept it because it was a great win for the Sky, and it was a well played. I mean, a great win for Atlanta, and it was a well played game by the Chicago Sky. They didn't fold. They fought back. They they irritated everything, so she took her shoes off. She took her shoes off, and like Tony said, oh, she ain't going back in. She took her shoes off. So that's it. And I agree with that because, Semesco didn't have to play Angel to win this game. Obviously, they got stagnant, and then you heard what Jordan Canada said. She say, "I don't give Chicago no credit. I think that we did that to ourselves, because of course they had to do it to themselves, but I do give Chicago credit for the defense because coming back from an 18-point deficit, JC Sheldon just said whatever she said, but I mean JC Join Canada said what she said, but people, you just don't lose a 18-point lead and the other team not playing with, well either. Stop Join Canada. They was playing well. I know you don't want to give them no credit, but they played well. Sydney Taylor did what she's supposed to have been doing. You know what I mean? Say what you say, brother. Say I thought I read Bro Claude say he didn't think that Carl thought Angel was injured. No, I think that he did right. I think he did right. What's up, Who Rises? Who how you doing? But I would say, guys, this was a good game by all the means of it. Shout out to the Atlanta Dream. Shout out to the players. Good game. The Wings beat the Sparks yesterday 90-82. And the Mercury came out the victor against the Suns. AT struggling over there. They crying in heaven and they crying in heaven in Phoenix, y'all. They're crying in heaven over there in Phoenix, man. So, we gotta make sure. What you say, baby T? Say Sloop said the Angel did not want to be in Chicago longevity because in Chicago article she said she would have to do what is best for her career, and if she had to leave them, she will. T. Camilla, you almost made me cuss. I don't care what Sloop says. Sloop finna be out of the league in maybe 1 year. If Jeff P. and Michael Alter still the owners and the GM of this team, she'll probably still be on this team at 40. I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. She won one championship. She didn't win multiple championships. Here, just one. And it was not a dynasty situation. It was really a Candace Parker coming to, to Chicago, helping them be victorious with the squad that they had. And Quirley was also here. So, it is what it is, y'all. We gonna keep the main thing, because I'm not gonna even talk about Sloop. That's the least on my mind. We know she a goddamn hater, and we know that she's the reason why Angel is not in Chicago. She's one of the reasons. The other reason is because of Michael Alter. The double down reason was because of Jeff Pagliosha. So you say, Lewis, I noticed you get into a lot of these spats with folks in the chat. Oh, I ain't got shit to do with that. So I'll say this, y'all. Sandy Bernardello got what she deserved. She should have got more, far as I'm concerned, but she didn't. Let's move on. Angel had her say in the press about the situation, and she said, move on. So we gonna move on, like our baby goat said, let's move on and be professional about it. You know what I mean? And I would just say on from my vantage point, that Sandy deserved a little bit more, but that's for debate. Leave me in the comments what you think, or how many games should Sandy have gotten, or if she should have lost her job. I mean, for even going there on that line, for just being on the line and crossing the line. Some of us feel she crossed the line. So leave in the comments about that. And also, man, please subscribe. If you ain't subscribed, please do that, man. Support the channel. Give to the channel, because I can't do it without you guys. So if you would like to give anything to the channel, please do so to help me build my channel and continue to build this and pay for the different apps and things like that. If y'all would like to give me some help and some support to do so. And also, please join the channel if you would like to join the channel and be a bread maker and become a bread maker on this channel, which my chat, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of bread makers in the building. You know what I'm saying? So basically that's all what I got in the midst of it. I'm gonna land on something else after these messages. Hey everybody, my name is Bro Claude, and I'm here to tell you about the best whipped organic shea butter on planet Earth. It just so happens to be my brand, Bread House Butters. It sheens, shine, heal, treats, moisturize, condition your skin. Not only is this the best shea butter for you, but it heals good, smells good, and feels good. It is the best moisturizer that you can use. It clears up any scars, scrapes, stretch marks, blemishes, rashes, bruises, eczema, psoriasis, and most intensified dryness of skins. You can put this on your face, your hair, and your body, and I'm telling you, this is the best product that you can use in America, because of course we make ours and crafted handcrafted in our own kitchen. So I'm asking for you guys to support the #1 product that you're gonna ever be able to put on your body, Bread House Butters brand. And guess what? You can go to breadhousebutters.com. I said breadhousebutters.com, and put your order in now. Thank you, and I appreciate
soldier that the streets talk about. If it ain't making money, ain't nothing to talk about.
So y'all, listen, man, I appreciate y'all for coming in and coming through. Turn on your notifications every time I drop a hot banger. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Be a part of the channel. Give the channel. And also, like I said, man, keep the main thing the main thing. And I thank everybody for coming, spending this morning with me. I told y'all I was going to be earlier. And I can only do exactly what you want, because I gotta give the people what they want, and it is more and more of basketball talk on this channel. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. And as always, I leave as I came, with another. Big girl, you a hater. Hey, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much, man.
Chicago. Chicago. Yeah, foreigner, welcome to my city. See the bright light, skyscrapers looking pretty. Perfect skyline, postcard from a city, and we still on the rise, more construction keeping busy. Always bear down on the blue and the windy. Can't forget the Bulls, red and black run the city. Chicago, fire in the sky, WNBA, White Sox and the Cubs up in Wrigley. Got a couple rings like I played for the Blackhawks. Always on the ground when my feet hit the asphalt. Dedication, hard work, and preparation. Never giving up to reach the goals I've been chasing. When it goes down, I'ma be the main attraction. Better stand back when the cameras start to flashing. Countdown, buzzer beater, how the game go. Crowd goes wild, cause you know who they came for. Michael Jordan, D-Wade when I'm scoring. Great Walter Payton, John Tays when I'm enforcing. You already know I had to make an anthem. Shot down in the building, and you know what I stand for.